Tony Gregg, who had a look at the pitch earlier. Tony, how do you see it playing?
A very good morning, everyone. This pitch will provide an even pace and bounce with the ball coming on nicely to the bat, so the batsmen should enjoy themselves out there. The bowlers will have to make full use of the new ball if they're to keep the score down, with line and length being absolutely vital.
It's going to be a crucial coin toss, so let's see which captain calls correctly. Looks like they're going to have a bowl. Well, that's an interesting call. Let's see whether it's the correct one. The ground's beginning to fill up as the players emerge from the pavilion.
The opening batsmen will want to make early inroads into the bowling attack to give themselves a fighting chance in this match.
Batsmen are looking for two. Two picked up there. Oh, that's a cracking shot.
Well, the bowler won't like that too much.
Good placement. That'll really annoy the fielding captain. The crowd really enjoyed that. Lovely shot. That was four the moment it left the bat.
That was beautifully put away for four.
Let's have a look at that again. Let's have a look at that in Hawkeye.
No ball.
One more to Sundries.
White ball.
One more to the extras column. Very well timed.
That was a cracking shot. He really got into position beautifully there.
That was a confident shot. That's beautifully played. The ball coming right out of the middle of the bat.
Absolutely effortless. He hardly seemed to hit it.
Very good timing. That's over the infield and racing away the field.
And a cracking shot that one.
Lovely shot, right out of the meat of the bat. I can just imagine what's going through the bowler's head right now, and he won't be a happy man. That was a confident shot. The ball just runs out into the covers. Batsmen are coming back for two.
Being fitter. I think that if you're fitter, you're going to be better.
Batsmen are coming back for a second. Thin edge. That's out. Let's have a look at that from another angle. Serious pressure on the new man in there. Batsmen are coming back for 2. Big appeal. Stupid running. That's throwing you with you.
That was a terrible call. He didn't have a hope of making it.
Let's take a look at that from another angle. So, hooking the ball can be a very risky business, Tony. How important is it to be able to play the shot well?
Playing the hook shot is an interesting one. It could be described as risky, but it can also be described as one of the most pleasing shots of all.
Very well timed.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced to the boundary.
Once it's past the field on this outfield, it's a certain 4.
That was a fine shot for 4.
No ball.
No ball. That'll be another free hit for the batsman. The batsman coming back for a second. Nice shot. 4 more.
He lifted that way over the infield really well.
It was in the air, but pretty safe. They're in disarray. What's the umpire going to say about this one? And there's a fielder underneath it. Let's have a look at that from another angle. New batsman at the crease for Zimbabwe. 15 runs. And another 4.
On a pitch like this, I feel for the bowlers, there really is no margin for error.
That was a really classy shot. Big appeal. No. Batsmen change their minds. Confident appeal. Out. Well, the umpire admits it.
His coach will definitely have him back in the nets first thing in the morning practicing that shot.
He's played that beautifully. Super shot.
That was a cracking shot. He really got into position beautifully there.
No ball.
No ball call. That'll be a free hit. This over's proving to be quite expensive. Great timing. That's 4 more.
That was a fine shot for 4.
The crowd really enjoyed that one. Top quality shot. He's got hold of that.
On a pitch like this, I feel for the bowlers, there really is no margin for error.
That's not the place to bowl at this batsman. Let's take a look at that from another angle. Oh, great shot. That was 4 the moment it left the bat.
Oh, super shot. That was 4 runs as soon as he hit it.
He was onto that in a flash. Good short pitch ball, but the batsman got himself into a real muddle there. Very good timing. He's got hold of that.
Well, that's a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there.
Out! Caught! That breakthrough now exposes the tail.
Well held by the fielder. That took a long time to come down.
Let's take another look at that in replay. New batsman in, and absolute concentration required now. Gone again. The batsman really had no answer to it.
It seems like miles back to the pavilion when you got out shooting.
Let's look at that again. The right-hander and left-hander at the crease now. That's the end of another over. What's the key to bowling with the new ball? It's gone for a duck. Let's have a look at that again. New tail-end batsman in now. Very well timed.
That was a brutal shot.
He really looked in good nick today. He smashed that many a mile. 8 runs off the over.
There'll be overthrows here. That's poor cricket.
Great start. No runs scored. Batsmen are coming back for 2. Another over gone. Quickie to start a new over. Well, he's mistimed that. It's run away off the edge. Beautiful stroke. That is a textbook shot.
He picked his spot well there.
That was a confident shot. Batsman coming back for a second. He's hit that very hard.
Oh, lovely diving. He played that beautifully.
That's cleared the infield. 4 runs. That was a confident shot.
The more batting depth you have and the more bowling depth you have. And, of course, all-rounders tend to be quite...
That's out! That about wraps it up now.
Well, I don't think he can complain about that one. He was comprehensively beaten by that delivery.
Let's have a look at that from another angle. Serious pressure on the new man in there. Edged. Nothing scored there. 5 runs conceded from the over. The final over about to be bowled. Mix up here. That's a really good shout. That's a suicidal run out.
That was a vital wicket as now the tail is exposed.
Let's take another look at that in replay. Well, that score's just about competitive. He's heading back to the pavilion rather quicker than he would have hoped.
Now it's up to the bowlers to see what they can do on this pitch.
Beautiful timing.
What a massive shot, right out of the ground. We won't see that again.
That was a very confident shot. That's a sensational shot.
And a cracking shot, that one. He looks in fantastic form.
I thought that was going to join us in the commentary box.
He's got him.
Well, he certainly wasn't out in the middle for very long.
Let's take a look at that from another angle. New batsman in, and that...
That's out.
It seems like miles back in the pavilion when you got out cheaply.
Let's have a look at that again. The new The ball just runs out into the cover. Let's take a look at that from another angle. Beautiful time.
Wonderful shot. He really punched the bowler there.
He really struck that beautifully. He's certainly not hanging. Around.
Out. Caught.
Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
Well caught. He didn't really look like missing that one at all.
Let's have a look at the action replay. Real concentration required from the new batsman here.
He's out.
Let's have a look at that again. Plenty of pressure on the new batsman there.
Out.
Let's look at that again. Serious. Lovely shot. Pure time. Glorious shot.
Smashing shot. Really magnificent. I'd pay money just to come and see that again.
He hit that with great power. 9 taken from the over. Leg spinner to start a new over. Batsman come back for a second. Great footwork, beautiful shot.
Well, he really middled that. That's 6 glorious runs.
Well, he's playing to the crowd now. Batsman look. Another single. The ball just runs out.
Gone.
Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
He wasn't there for very long, as his score shows.
Let's have a look at the action replay. So into the tail now, and these lower order batsmen have got to show some resistance. The ball just runs out into the covers.
And there's a fielder underneath it.
Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
A slight fumble, but safely patched.
Let's have a look at that again. That about wraps it up now.
Well, he's back in the pavilion without troubling the scores.
Let's take a look at that from another angle. run there. That's the end of another over. This is the last of his allotted overs. What's the key to bowling with a new ball, Tony?
The key to bowling with a new ball is movement. There's no doubt about that. If you bowl a good length and line and you have some movement, then you're always going to cause problems for the batsman. And the great bowlers, both of yesteryear and the modern fast bowlers, when using the new ball, get it to swing. So swing in the air.
And there's a fielder underneath it. Let's have a look at that again.
It's all over. Well done to the winning side. The crowd here really warmed to them during that match.